Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the sixth and potentially final book chat. You will notice that there is a poll asking if you would like to see more of these, and if so, what sort of topics you'd like me to cover. So please respond to that and let me know, because I'm happy to provide you more information if there's something you'd like more information about or felt I didn't cover. Please let me know. Otherwise, this will be it. As for me, it's a warm sweater and hot cocoa and fire kind of day. I hope it's nicer where you are, although I don't mind the cold too much. So today I wanted to talk to you about what to do with that manuscript. We've talked about how you start from your notes, or you start making just random notes, and then you pull those notes into a manuscript. Once you have that manuscript, the first thing you need to do is find someone you trust to edit it. You can pay someone, but if you have a friend that you know is really good at that stuff, maybe they've published their own work, or they're an English major, or whatever, it's perfectly fine to make an arrangement with your friend to have them do it as well. Sometimes those very same people, those friends that don't actually work in the business, do a better job because they're not looking at the same stuff all day long. It doesn't become routine for them. It's totally up to you about who you know and what your budget is. Once it's edited and you have that manuscript that you feel really solid about, you have two options. And we talked about this in the video where I discussed the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing. So if you decide you want to go the traditional publishing route, you're going to have to start pitching your book. Now, to do that, you're going to want to start with the different places you're looking at to get published. I would recommend that you start with small publishing houses. So do a Google search for small publishing houses in your particular topic and genre and pitch to them. Now, each publisher has their own guidelines for how they want to be pitched to. So make sure you read those really carefully and follow their instructions to the letter, because if you don't, they won't even read your pitch. There's no guarantee they'll read it anyway, but you have a much better shot if you at least follow their instructions to the letter. That can be a long, painful process. I'm going to warn you up front, you're going to get more rejections than you've ever had in your life. If you're not prepared for that, it's okay. Just know that about yourself and opt for a different way. Sometimes the rejection, I will say, however, sometimes the rejections are what we call a good rejection, because they'll say, we really like this and this and this, but this is where we didn't like it. And you can potentially, if it feels right to you, make some changes and repitch it. So those are the good rejections. Sometimes you get that big envelope or that big email or whatever you want to call it and say, woo, we're accepting your work. If that happens to you, awesome. You can also elect to do this all through an agent, but again, you have to pitch your agents to find an agent who's willing to work with you. And again, that can be a long, painful process. But if that's the route you want to go for it. More power to you. The other option, which is the option that I select, is the self-publishing option. Now, if that's the route you're going to go, once you have your edited manuscript, you're almost ready. The next thing you're going to need is a cover. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about making this cover. You can go out on any number of freelancer sites and hire someone to make the cover for you. And if you're not artistic, I completely recommend that you do that. However, if you're going to publish through KDP, which used to be CreateSpace, both of which are just through Amazon, you have the option of using their cover creator, or you can download a template for what sizes the cover needs to be based on the number of pages in your book so that it folds properly. And you can make it yourself in a graphics program if you feel comfortable doing that. The other thing with self-publishing is the document you upload has to be in a certain format. Now with KDP, they will provide you a template, and if you want, you can download that and you just put your manuscript into that template. It's fairly painless to do that. Now, there's another self-publisher that a lot of people use called Ingram Spark. It's not free, but people do it because you can put out a hardcover book. KDP, you can only publish paperbacks and ebooks. Things to think about. So, if you decide to publish through KDP, which is what I do, and therefore the thing I can speak most intelligibly about, you will put your your manuscript into their template. You will have your cover, whether you hired someone to make it, you make it yourself, or if you use the cover creator, you'll do that after you upload your manuscript. You'll log into KDP. You will upload everything, get the ISBN number, which, like we talked about in the traditional versus self-publishing, you can pay for or not. And you upload everything and you push publish. They review it. And if there's any errors or anything like that, and you can request a paperback copy proof if you want. If there's any issues that they see, they will ping it. If not, they will publish it. Now, I'm going to back up for a second. Before you hit publish, or even after, if you want to make an ebook out of this paperback manuscript, you can also do that. You can do both and then set it up so that, like, this is what I've done with my Human Stories book, is people can buy the paperback and get an offer to also get the ebook for free. People can also just buy the straight ebook if that's their preference. So lots of different options as far as how and where to publish it. And it's really about what feels right for you, for how you want to get it out in the world, and what you're comfortable doing. You know, not the self-publishing route is a lot of labor in terms of getting the cover done and marketing the book once it's out, and all. It's very labor intensive in that way. The traditional publishing route is very labor and emotionally intensive in terms of finding somebody to accept your work. So it's really just to me at least, it's a personal preference. Because I know of self-published authors who are very well renowned, and I know of many, many, many people who have books published through traditional publishing houses that are not well renowned. So it's not, you can't have that in mind as your, I mean, you can have that in mind as your end goal, but don't let that be the one that determines how you publish. How you publish is what makes sense and what feels good for you. The end goal of being well-renowned, or whatever that end goal is, can happen either way. So if you have any questions about what to do with your manuscript or anything else like that, let me know. And please do respond to that poll and let me know if you'd like to see more book chats and what other topics you might like me to cover. And I also want to just throw out there that this video, along with many, many other writing tips and book readings and a lot of other really cool stuff, can also be found on my YouTube channel. And I invite you to join me there, as well as in my fiction writers group. And I will see you soon. Bye.